Right, let's get some more on this now. Let's speak to the former Arsenal, and let's not forget Manchester City goalkeeper David Seaman, who joins me now. David, good to see you. Just thought I'd pop that one in there.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, mate. Is this the kind of game that every top player relishes?
It is. It's definitely one of the games of the season so far. And, you know, as a player, you love to play in these games because they really test you. You know, because you know you're up against a really tough team in City. But, you know, Arsenal are playing really well themselves, you know, so they've got a lot of confidence going into this game. But City are always a danger, you know, no matter what sort of form they're in, because they've got so many quality players.
Take us inside the dressing room. When you had a game like this, a key game, was there ever a temptation to change your routine?
No, you don't change your routine unless you've been playing rubbish. No, you always stick to the same routine. I always used to do the same. You know, I put my right glove on first, then my left-hand glove. All those little things, you know, that help you focus your mind. You know, you get things right in here, and then when you go out there, it takes care of itself. And but they are special games, and you know, there's a lot riding on this. Even though, you know, if Arsenal don't get anything out of this game, they've still got a game in hand. You know, so it's not like the end of the season, you know, and a lot of people are saying like this is the decider, but it's not. There's still a long way to go. Still got to go up to City as well. So, you know, there's always going to be another chance. But if Arsenal get anything out of this game, then it'll be a real plus.
No wins in 3 for Arsenal. How do the players get that stat out of their heads?
But just by going out and playing their normal game. You know, even the games that they lost, the Everton game, you know, was a disappointing result, but the performance was decent. You know, I like the way that they carried on playing their game, and that's the difference of this Arsenal team this season, is that they don't panic when they go a goal down. They still stick to their pattern. You know, they're not afraid. You know, and then obviously the result against Brentford was disappointing, but it was still a draw. You know, obviously the VAR situation, we all know about that, but you know, there's still positives to come out of that. But you know, to go into this game with a draw and not winning for 3 is a bit of not a downer, but you know what I mean, it's a bit of a negative. But I'm sure that the players will be desperate and determined to change that.
Jamie Weir's just told us it's his understanding that Thomas Partey is not going to play in this one. How much of a blow is that?
That's a massive blow for us, you know, because he has been a brilliant player this season. You know, it's his most consistent season. He's stayed away from injuries, you know, which is the main thing. But obviously, it sounds like he's got a muscle injury. But yeah, it will just mean that Xhaka has to step back and drop back into his position. And then, you know, like we've said, you know, we've got a lot of attacking options in at Arsenal. You've got Smith Rowe, you've got Trossard, who can just drop into them sort of positions. So, you know, it will be a miss, but it's not a massive miss. You know, and it's the same as, you know, Jesus is a big miss for us as well. You know, and if Haaland doesn't play, that'll be a big miss for Man City.
It will indeed. Do you expect him to play though, Haaland?
I don't know. To go off at half-time with a dead leg, which he suffered quite early on in the game. You know, sometimes you can get by with it, but you know, they are a danger. So I don't know whether to say fingers crossed he doesn't play. That's me Arsenal head coming on. But it's, you know, he's a quality player. There's no doubt about it. You know, to the goals that he's got this season, you know, on top of what Manchester City are as a team anyway, is a big danger. And you know, if he plays or not, Arsenal will be ready for him. There's no doubt.
David, you touched on this earlier. You said there's a long way to go, but given how Arsenal have been so good this season, is it imperative they don't lose tonight?
Yeah, ideally, yeah. You know, get something out of the game, a point or 3 points would be ideal. You just don't want your nearest rivals getting any points on you or gaining points on you. So that's why it's so imperative that Arsenal get something out of it. But they've still got a game in hand, you know, so there's still that to look forward to. We've still got City to play up in Manchester. So, you know, there's still a lot of positives. We've got a decent run of games coming after this game, you know, where we should pick up a lot of points, you know, so it's just about consistency. You know, let's get back to what we're used to, you know, trying to win games comfortably and, you know, hopefully after this game it'll settle down a little bit, but it won't be settled tonight. There'll be a lot at stake tonight.
Lee, come on then, give us a prediction.
I'm going for the famous Arsenal song, 1-0 to the Arsenal, and don't ask me to sing it.
David, always good to see you. Thanks very much for coming on. Got to say, hope you're completely wrong.
Thanks for that. Cheers.